creatures that look like human fingers on Orange County beaches. We'll tell you about it in 2 minutes. It's 6:21.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
24/7, 365. To some people, they're just numbers.
At KNX, they're a commitment.
Now on the scene of that developing story in San Pedro.
We'll be sticking around to see how this plays out.
Anytime, day or night. Count on KNX for local breaking news.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
San Manuel is recruiting right here in Ontario, and we're looking to hire great people like you. Visit the San Manuel Recruitment Center at Ontario Mills Mall. Now open every Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're adding more than 2,000 new positions to Southern California's most thrilling destination. Stop by and learn about current openings, interview for jobs, and more. The San Manuel Recruitment Center at Ontario Mills Mall. Let's build something greater together.
I'm Zach, CEO and co-founder of Roman. Intimacy is about more than what happens in the bedroom. I hear this from our members every day. Erectile dysfunction treatment helps men feel more confident in the bedroom, but it also unlocks so much more outside of it. Roman makes it simple to connect with a healthcare professional online and find the treatment plan that's right for you. Go to GetRoman.com/talk to save $15 on your first month of ED treatment. Roman, let's take care of it.
Thinking of buying a house and want a really low interest rate? Owning has a special for home purchases, where Owning pays all your closing costs, and the rate in APR is an unheard of 1.875% for a 15-year fixed mortgage with 20% down. This is the craziest low rate for a mortgage with no closing costs that Owning has ever done. 1.875% rate in APR. Heck, we're almost paying you to live in a new house. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com to see if you qualify for this crazy low 1.875% rate. That's a fixed rate loan at 1.875% with no closing costs. Call 833-2-OWNING now because 1.875 could go away at any time.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval. Offer assumes the use of lender's choice escrow and title services. Call 833-858-0066 for terms and conditions.
That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com. 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
Helping with that crash on the 605 in Industry again when we check the roads. In about a minute, a car is overturned there. Right now it's 6:23.
They're not fingers, thank goodness. They just look like them. They're strange little sea creatures.
Some extremely high tides are bringing them onshore in Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach, and San Clemente.
They're not at all toxic. I mean, I wouldn't eat one, but I don't think too many people are interested in that.
Bruno Pernay is a professor of biological sciences at Cal State Long Beach.
These are called pyrosomes, and they are related to the animals that we know of as tunicates or sea squirts that you can see on any floating dock or on the sides of boats that have been in the water for a long time. And what they are is essentially a colony of tunicates.
They can grow up to 10 feet long, but most of the ones seen on our Southern California beaches are only about 3 inches. Chris Seaton's KNX 1070 News Radio.
A family of bears shared a beach with visitors to South Lake Tahoe over the weekend. The video taken by a beachgoer showed a mother bear and 2 cubs running in and out of the water while ignoring humans standing nearby. The videographer says the mama bear ransacked one family's cooler for food before taking to the water. And you can see the frolicking bears on our website, knx1070.com. It's so cute. So cute. LA County's public health director explains why the fully vaccinated should wear masks again. More at the bottom of the hour at 6:25.
Traffic every 10 minutes on the 5s. Brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers, Denise Fondo.
Let's head right to Brian and get an update on a problem in the City of Industry. 605 Jam Cam.
It's a crash northbound side here. So this is the 605 transition to your 60 freeway. We've got somebody that overturned. It is a car, and it is blocking the left lane of that transition road. So that's what's causing those delays off the main line as well. So your North 605 already slow out of Santa Fe Springs, starting at Telegraph Road. Denise.
New problem reported on the 91 westbound side, right at Bellflower, the Bellflower off-ramp. We had a crash there, and now we have a bumper in the number 2 lane. On the 5 northbound, right at Valley View, we're going to see a break in traffic, and that's to get some debris out of the 3 right lanes. Then on the 110 southbound at Avenue 43, we've got a new problem reported here. A pickup truck is stuck on the off-ramp, so CHP is going to run a break to help them out. Also on the 10 westbound, a little bit before Valley Boulevard, we've got a new problem here. It looks like we might have a table that is out in the number 2 lane. If you're looking to get a new car, head to Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event. You'll find great ways to save with special leases and cashback offers on many of Toyota's most popular models. Visit buyatoyota.com or see your dealer for all offers. We make it easy. Next report, 6:35 with more traffic reports more often from the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
More clouds took the humidity up today, 70s, 80s, some low 90s, pretty similar as we go into tomorrow.
2 LAPD officers are in the hospital with COVID. More in 3 minutes. It's 6:27.
At Florida International University, real people meet real opportunities. And this is what we mean by real. Real takes first-generation students and makes them the first doctor in the family. Real is awarded $1.3 million to ensure underrepresented students succeed and ranks FIU 13th in social mobility by U.S. News and World Report. Learn more about how FIU is empowering real people at top50.fiu.edu.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Fighting in the cage commands bravery. It requires hard work and belief. Above all else, it demands preparation. And when the UFC's #1 lightweight contender Dustin Poirier prepares for his fights, he reaches for Celsius. Celsius gives you the essential energy you need to push harder than yesterday. Celsius, essential energy. Live fit.
We've all been through some crazy times, and who knows what'll happen next. So, maybe you should prepare for the unexpected. With today's low mortgage rates and rising home values, why not refinance with Owning and pull tens of thousands out in cash? It's quick and easy. Just call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com. In minutes, Owning will tell you how much money you may have just sitting in your home's equity. You can then refi, pay off some debts, and put a big chunk of cash in the bank so you're ready for whatever comes next. No sweat. And do it now while Owning is still offering 30-year fixed refis with rates and APRs in the 2s.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Call 833-2-OWNING or owning.com. That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
Rocket Pro Insight gives real estate agents full visibility into the loan status of each of their clients, making it easier than ever to help their clients strengthen their offers with a verified approval. Plus, agents can adjust a client's approval letter amount in real time. Sign up today at rocketpro.com/real estate and get the freedom to check a client's progress from anywhere at any time.
Call for terms and details. Equal housing lender. Licensed in 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Verified approval only valid on certain 30-year purchase transactions.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good evening, I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Brian Paying. Our top local story at 6:30, Helena County's public health director is defending the sudden shift in guidance about wearing masks. Just 2 weeks after the mask mandate was dropped for fully vaccinated people, Dr. Barbara Ferrer is urging everyone to mask up when they're in indoor public places. Dr. Ferrer tells KNX in depth coronavirus infections and hospitalizations are on the rise again in the county.
When you start seeing increases, you're going to pay a lot of attention to where are you seeing those increases and what can you do to make sure that we don't see a continued pattern, as some other places have seen, of increases that really cause a lot more people to get sick.
She says the rapidly spreading Delta variant helped prompt the new advice. So far, the vaccines are holding up well against all of the variants, including Delta, but reducing the virus's opportunities to infect more people also cuts down its ability to mutate. You can hear all of our conversation with Dr. Ferrer when KNX In Depth repeats at 8 o'clock tonight or anytime on our website, knx1070.com.
A COVID outbreak within the LAPD has landed 2 officers in the hospital with respiratory distress. Since the pandemic began, more than 2,700 police department employees have tested positive for COVID, and 54 are currently recovering at home. As of last week, Police Chief Michael Moore said that only 58% of LAPD employees had had a full set of vaccines or had natural antibodies from having already contracted the virus. Moore says it's important to stress that the pandemic is not over.
Dentist offices were closed during part of the pandemic, giving a lot of people a good excuse to put off a visit. But now they're open again, and pent-up demand is leading to very busy offices.
We do have indications, for example, of some staffing shortages. About almost a quarter of dentists are actually hiring in their practices, which is telling us they certainly have no shortage of patients.
Dr. Marco Vujicic with the American Dental Association tells KNX In Depth they were worried some dental practices wouldn't survive the closures.
We had some concerning indicators about dentists that were going to retire early or sell their practice. Turns out that's not happening. We haven't seen any sort of large-scale bankruptcies or closures. A big part of that is the financial relief that the government injected.
And with people getting back to work, he says dentists are very busy helping people make sure their teeth can stand up to a maskless world. Rob Archer, KNX 1070 News Radio.
In an effort to transition back to work, some major companies are giving employees additional time off to deal with what they call COVID burnout.
The emotional wear and tear of the past year is being acknowledged by companies throughout the nation, and some are doing things previously unheard of, giving employees extra days off. The investment firm Fidelity is giving its employees 5 additional days off. They are called relief days. Marriott is giving its workers 3 paid take care days. It's all about trying to avoid post-pandemic burnout. Steve Futterman, CBS News.
The family of the late Angel star pitcher Tyler Skaggs is now suing the team over his drug overdose death almost 2 years ago. The lawsuit accuses Angels officials of violating their duty to provide Skaggs with a safe place to work and play ball. He was found dead in a hotel room in Texas in July of 2019, just before the team was set to open a series against the Rangers. Along with the team itself, the lawsuit also names its former communications director Eric Kay, who is now awaiting trial on charges of providing Skaggs with the fentanyl-laced pills that killed him.
Dodgers star pitcher Trevor Bauer is denying a woman's claim that he assaulted her earlier this year. Pasadena police are investigating the accusation. TMZ reports sources close to Bauer say he's adamant that the encounter with the woman was nothing more than consensual rough sex. But the alleged victim has filed for and had been granted a temporary domestic violence restraining order against the Cy Young winner. TMZ says Bauer is cooperating with investigators.
One Southern California city is reporting a spike in a disease we rarely hear about these days.
Typhus on the rise in Long Beach. It can be treated with antibiotics if you get it, so it's not the end of the world, but it will leave you with fever, chills, body aches, nausea, stomach pain, coughing.
We have seen more than double the number of cases we would expect for this time of year.
Emily Holman with the Long Beach Health Department tells KNX what people can do to prevent being infected with typhus.
Humans can get typhus from an infected flea. The best thing to do is to eliminate fleas around the house. Make sure that all of your pets are regularly treated for fleas.
Why the rise in typhus in Long Beach? Well, she speculates it could be related to the pandemic. More people working from home and more people in turn spending time at home with their pets. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Consumer advocates don't like a recycling bill in Sacramento. They're basically calling it trash. More after traffic at 6:35.
Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s, and here's today's Fondo.
We've got a SIG alert in Industry. It's a crash on the 605 northbound. It's right at the 60 westbound. Overturned car involved in this one. And you've got a couple of lanes that are blocked for the fire department. And that is the left lane. 1 and 2 are blocked right now. So, of course, you've got delays on that 605 northbound as you head into Industry. On the 101 southbound, right at Silver Lake Boulevard, we've got a new problem here. We've got a 2-car crash, which is out in the number 3 lane in East LA on the 710 southbound, a little north of 3rd Street. We've got a new problem here. A car with a flat tire. Center divider, so waiting for a tow truck, waiting for some help to arrive on scene. And La Mirada on the 5 northbound, right at Valley View. CHP is about to run a break. They've got to clear some debris out of the 2, 3, and 4 lanes. So it looks like the 3 right lanes are definitely a dangerous place for your tires right now with all that debris in the roadway. You still have a tough ride on the 91 eastbound tonight. Eastbound Drive is slowing well before Weir Canyon, and it's going to stay slow as you make your way through that Santa Ana Canyon. The KNX DuckDuckGo route you can trust is Santa Ana Canyon Road. And we've got a new problem reported on the 710 northbound coming up on the 5 in Commerce. We had a stalled car reported in the number 2 lane. Next report at 6:45 with more traffic reports more often from the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Monsoonal moisture will stick around for another day, especially for the Inland Empire and the mountains, giving you another chance tomorrow of some afternoon rain. Otherwise, kind of typical June weather returning to Southern California with low clouds and fog for coastal areas tonight into tomorrow. Lows in the 60s, highs tomorrow 70s and 80s with valleys around 90. We do get warmer on Thursday. Right now, Pasadena's got 79 degrees, 73 in Burbank, Costa Mesa 72 at 6:37.
A California recycling bill is being criticized for benefiting waste haulers, not consumers.
Jimmy Court, president of Santa Monica-based Consumer Watchdog, tells KNX Assemblymember Richard Bloom's bill lets grocery stores refuse to take back recyclables without penalty and won't create new recycling centers.
We have high-rent districts like San Francisco where there's only one recycling center, West LA where there's no recycling centers.
Court says the bill benefits waste haulers who pick up those bins and end up throwing much of the stuff in the landfill anyways because it's contaminated.
And there's not enough incentive in this bill, not enough money to open recycling centers there or in enough places. So all this is going to do is spend the money in the state coffers on special interests.
Court also says what's really needed is more recycling centers so people can actually get back the deposit they pay at the checkout counter. Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The Bay has come out with its annual list of bummer beaches, those with pollution and poor levels of water quality.
And Mother's Beach in Marina Del Rey was right up there, giving people a reason to think twice before dipping their toes in. Luke Ginger is a water quality scientist with Heal the Bay.
And that beach has been on the beach bummer list for, the last 30 years. It's generally on that list.
He says there just isn't enough wave action there to keep the water clean.
So any pollution that gets in there kind of sticks around the shoreline.
And that's a bummer because it tends to be a pretty popular beach. But for the most part, the Southern California shoreline ranked pretty high.
Generally, at most beaches, water quality is really good.
In fact, Orange County led the way with 10 beaches on Heal the Bay's honor roll. John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Just in time for the 4th of July, a San Bernardino County Fire Task Force has seized more than 9 tons of illegal fireworks. Investigators from Chino Valley, Colton, Rancho Cucamonga, and Victorville issued nearly 100 citations, resulting in more than $111,000 in fines. All of the confiscated fireworks were turned over to be destroyed by the State Fire Marshal's Office.
As the 4th of July approaches, political and public safety officials are stepping up warnings to the public that all fireworks in Los Angeles County are illegal.
Accompanied by 1st District Supervisor Hilda Solis, L.A. County Fire Chief Darrell Osby says he doesn't want a repeat of what happened in 2020, when even during the lockdown there were 39 fireworks-related incidents in the county, including 2 deaths and 14 injuries.
The 2 fatalities unfortunately happened right here in the 1st District in Baldwin Park when we had some illegal fireworks that exploded in the people's hands and their bodies. They were pronounced deceased at the scene by our firefighter paramedics.
Osby said illegal fireworks are easy to identify because they don't have a seal from the state fire marshal, and one of the simplest ways to tell if a firework is illegal is by the action it takes when it's ignited.
Any firework that goes airborne is illegal.
Sheriff's deputies will be on alert for illegal fireworks use or sales in the days ahead. The tickets they're giving out, $1,000 per violation. In East L.A., Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The city of L.A. has announced a big fireworks buyback event tomorrow in the Northeast San Fernando Valley as July 4th approaches. L.A. Police Chief Michael Moore says the program involves people anonymously handing over illegal explosives.
This buyback program tomorrow at Grand Park between the hours of 9 and 1 p.m. will allow any individual, just as we buy back guns, to come and arrive, have the fireworks in your trunk of your vehicle. We'll provide you with a gift in exchange for you providing us those fireworks. No questions asked.
The pilot program is part of a larger LA City effort to cut down on injuries and pollution from a surge in the use of illegal fireworks. Helping again with that SIG alert on the 605 in Industry. There's a car overturned there. When we check the roads again at 645, right now at 640.
It's an all-thrills summer at San Manuel Casino. The chance to win big this season is heating up with $1.5 million in prizes up for grabs this June.
Calling all night owls. Join us late nights every Tuesday for a chance to win a share of $200,000 in free play and cash during our Cash After Dark drawings. Earn entries with Club Serrano each time you play.
Late nights are made for an all-thrills summer. Only at SoCal's #1 casino, San Manuel. Details at sanmanuel.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy. But also juicy and tender. Maybe crispy, juicy, tender. All one word? Okay, fine. You'll just have to try our crispy chicken sandwich to understand it.
Now get medium crispy golden fluffy fries for free when you buy one of our new crispy chicken sandwiches. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal. Not available on McDelivery.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Thinking of buying a house and want a really low interest rate? Owning has a special for home purchases, where Owning pays all your closing costs, and the rate in APR is an unheard of 1.875% for a 15-year fixed mortgage with 20% down. This is the craziest low rate for a mortgage with no closing costs that Owning has ever done. 1.875% rate in APR. Heck, we're almost paying you to live in a new house. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com to see if you qualify for this crazy low 1.875% rate. That's a fixed rate loan at 1.875% with no closing costs. Call 833-2-OWNING now because 1.875 could go away at any time.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Offer assumes the use of lender's choice escrow and title services. Call 833-858-0066 for terms and conditions.
That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com. 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
Bubble wrap can keep your television safe, but what's protecting your belongings from phony moving companies? Learn how to keep scammers from bursting your bubble. Go to protectyourmove.gov to research moving companies and to learn more. That's protectyourmove.gov.
Choosing a tuition-free K-12 powered online school.
It's 6:44. I'm Karen Adams.
I'm Brian Payne. Stories coming up.
This is Chris Seaton's. Major telecom companies are adding some new technology. Regulators hope might put an end to those annoying robocalls.
An East LA woman accused of murdering her 3 young children is due in court tomorrow.
These stories coming up in the next 15 minutes. 6:45 now. Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5. And this update sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Here's Denise Fondo.
We've got a no-return car in a crash on the 605. This is on the 605 north, coming up on that 60 westbound. That car overturned, and we do have lanes blocked. I see a backup right from the 105. So out of Norwalk, you're going to be on the brakes as you make your way into Industry. It remains slow on that 10 as well, 10 eastbound. Out of West LA, right at the 405, you're going to be on the brakes all the way through downtown Los Angeles. The KNX DuckDuckGo route you can trust is Adams. It looks like a pretty good alternate right now. On the 210, if you're on the westbound side, a little bit before Lake, we've got a 2-car wreck reported right shoulder of the road. 5 southbound Griffith Park area, right at Colorado. We've got a couple of cars in a wreck out in the left lane. On the 710 northbound, new problem reported just south of Firestone Boulevard. And it looks like this is a stalled car in one of the lanes. It's in the center divider, so we'll see a break to get that one cleared. And on the 101, the Hollywood Freeway southbound, or just north of the 110 at the 4 level, we've got a new wreck reported there. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is your 15-minute drive-through oil change. If you're traveling by car for the holiday and it's been a while, well, it is smart to get your car checked at a local Valvoline Instant Oil Change location. Safe, no-touch service. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com, SoCalOilChange.com. Next report, 6:55 with more traffic reports. More often from the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Monsoonal moisture is making it sticky for us as we go through this afternoon and this evening. It'll actually stick around even as we go through your Wednesday. In terms of temperatures, look for numbers in the low 70s for the beaches. We'll do 80s for LA and Orange County. Valleys will see those numbers in probably the low to mid 90s is what it looks like. For the Inland Empire, expect temperatures to be somewhat mild, but you'll see those clouds around as well. We'll look for 80s and 90s for you. Again, things will stay sticky as we go through your Wednesday. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Markina Brown, KNX 1070 News Radio.
And right now in Fullerton, it is 70 degrees. Moreno Valley, 86 at 647.
Some relief could be on the way from those very irritating robocalls.
If you're noticing that scam likely messages popping up on your cell phone more often these days, you're not alone. Our cell phones are bombarded with scam robocalls, an estimated $22 billion in the first 6 months of the year. But this week, the major telecom companies are adding some new technology that regulators hope just might put an end to those annoying calls. Maggie Reardon is a senior analyst at CNET.
It allows law enforcement to then quickly be able to trace where bad calls are coming from and try to, stop those folks from generating all those calls.
The technology is called Stirred Shaken, and experts say it's showing a lot of promise. Chris Sedens, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The House has passed a measure aimed at stopping a string of tragic infant deaths. Lawmakers have voted to ban the sale of infant sleepers with an incline of greater than 10 degrees, plus crib bumpers. Those have been blamed for dozens of suffocations. Rachel Rabkin-Peachman is with Consumer Reports, which brought the story to light.
The products were put on the market without any safety testing having been done to show that they were safe for infant sleep. And more than that, they actually went against long-standing safe sleep recommendations from the American Academy of Pediatrics.
While it still needs to pass the Senate, Rabkin-Peachman tells KNX this is a big win for grieving families.
They're heartened by this progress. Many of the parents tell me they don't want their baby to have died in vain. And so when they see this progress, that is gratifying.
A similar bill passed the House 2 years ago, but never made it out of the Senate. Opponents say a ban on crib bumpers would lead parents to come up with makeshift substitutes that are even more dangerous. Tune in for the latest in consumer news every Tuesday at 4:15 on KNX.
The LA City Council moves to quickly get anti-camping rules in place before going on its summer break.
I think there was a wide consensus that there is a need to act with urgency on an ordinance this week.
Councilman Paul Krikorian and several of his colleagues called for the drafting of a motion that seeks to clear sidewalks and driveways, create a buffer around shelters, schools, parks, and libraries, and keep tents off freeway ramps and other areas where camping might be dangerous. Council members Nithya Raman and Mike Bonin voted no.
We know right now that we need another 20,000 beds, at least, in Los Angeles to get everybody off the street. We don't have that. So with this ordinance, we're going to say, not here, 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 not here. And we don't have the 20,000 beds. And we're not saying where people can go.
Councilman and mayoral candidate Joe Buscaino also voted no because he doesn't want to wait for new anti-camping ordinance to be drafted. He wants to vote on one that was written up months ago. That controversial measure would have prohibited anyone who's been offered shelter from camping on public property. Claudia Pescuta, KNX 1070 News Radio.
6:50, and we're checking your money with Tracy Jonke.
Facebook has revealed a platform for people who have a lot more to say to their Facebook followers. It's a newsletter service called Bulletin, and Mark Zuckerberg says newsletter writers can charge for subscriptions if they want. Facebook won't take a cut of the paid subscriptions for a couple more years. Sportscaster Aaron Andrews and author Mitch Albom have signed on. Amazon is trying to boost its podcast platform with some star power, buying exclusive rights to Smartless, a podcast hosted by actors Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. And the rapper Pitbull is using his platform to promote a Peloton rival. Pitbull will help design an Echelon bike that's to be named for him. And he will write and produce a song about the Echelon brand for his upcoming album. The platform for the NASDAQ and S&P records today? The records yesterday. The NASDAQ up 28 points, the S&P up 1, the Dow is up 9 points. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke from the True Mortgage Money Desk, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The Directors Guild is reinstating its Rule for Film Awards. Details 90 seconds away at 6:51.
Life is short. Don't spend half of it in traffic.
Santa Monica Freeway westbound. We've got a wreck right there.
Depend on KNX for traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 5s.
Exit at Sawtell and use Pico to get around it.
All the information you need to get where you're going sooner.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
Fighting in the cage commands bravery. It requires hard work and belief. Above all else, it demands preparation. And when the UFC's #1 lightweight contender Dustin Poirier prepares for his fights, he reaches for Celsius. Celsius gives you the essential energy you need to push harder than yesterday. Celsius, essential energy. Live fit.
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word: crispy. But also juicy and tender. Maybe crispy, juicy, tender, all one word? Okay, fine. You'll just have to try our crispy chicken sandwich to understand it.
Now get medium crispy golden fluffy fries for free when you buy one of our new crispy chicken sandwiches. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal. Not available on McDelivery.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.